Hello guys, are you ready? I am going to analyze JNU MA Entrance 2020, okay? This will really help you because many of these questions I found in other SET and NET exams recently. Seriously, this is useful because in SET and NET exams we found this. Shall I explain to you guys? Arrange the following paintings in the chronological order of their creation. So now guys, in JNU entrance, you should know not only literature but also all art forms, film, painting, music, everything they will ask. Cinema and paintings always they ask. Okay, so remember to look up for JNU entrance all art forms. Now this is not difficult. If you know, you have to arrange this: Salvador Dali, Michelangelo, Edvard Munch and Rembrandt. It is easy because everybody should know Michelangelo is Renaissance writer. Rembrandt is 17th century. Michelangelo is 16th century. Rembrandt is 17th century. Salvador Dali and Edvard Munch are 20th century. So B must be the correct answer. Sorry, B must be the first. Michelangelo must be the first. Then Rembrandt. So BDCA is definitely the correct answer. BDCA is definitely the correct answer. Did you understand, everybody? I know, Sarvat. I know you are preparing. I saw your message. Okay, guys. Let us take a look at the next one. Which two of the following short stories are written by Alice Munro? Definitely, Bear Came Over the Mountain is Alice Munro. Dancing Girls is famously Margaret Atwood. It is C and D. Boys and Girls and Bear Came Over the Mountain. Remember guys, in JNU entrance, you should know the major authors, even the minor works of the major authors. Also, minor authors. JNU is not about canonical literature. JNU questions will be about minor works of major authors and minor authors also. So guys, answer is C and D. Whoever wrote this exam got it right. Which are the short stories by Alice Munro here? Boys and Girls and The Bear Came Over the Mountain. Boys and Girls and The Bear Came Over the Mountain. Did you get it, guys? Okay, next question. Who propounded the doctrine of endurance in Lowood School? Who propounded the doctrine of endurance? It is Jane Eyre's friend, Helen Burns. Helen Burns talked about the doctrine of endurance. Will you remember? I am unable to mark this. Wait. I am unable to mark this. It is Helen Burns. Unable to mark. Okay. Doctrine of endurance. Jane Eyre. Sorry. In Jane Eyre, Helen Burns is the student who is a friend of Jane Eyre. She says that you have to suffer, you have to endure. Did you understand, guys? Helen Burns. This guy has marked it wrong. Miss Temple is wrong. Which of the following are characters in the fiction of Salman Rushdie. Moray Zogoibi, definitely Salman Rushdie. Then Salim Sinai, yes. Veena Apsara, also yes. Moray Zogoibi, A-C-E. A-C-E is the answer. Moray Zogoibi is in The Moor's Last Sigh. Salim Sinai is in Midnight's Children. Veena Apsara is in The Ground Beneath Her Feet. Which of the following refers to a manuscript in which a later writing is superimposed on an earlier writing? It is palimpsest, correct? It is palimpsest. Of course, Agastya Sen is in English August. Palimpsest is a manuscript in which a later writing is superimposed on an earlier writing, correct? Arrange the following works in the chronological order. On the Art of Poetry is Poetics by Aristotle. Common Reader is Johnson, Dr. Johnson. Theaetetus is Plato. What is a classic is Eliot. So what will be the answer? You have to say C, Plato, then A, Aristotle, B, Johnson, C, A, B, D. C, A, B, D. The guy has answered correctly. C, Plato. On the Art of Poetry is another name for poetics. Then Common Reader, Samuel Johnson. Then what is a classic? Eliot. Who coined the term arrivant? It is Edward Kamau Brathwaite. The Arrivants is a book by Brathwaite, E.K. Brathwaite. Arrivants refer to African people in the New World. The Arrivants refer to African people in the New World. Arrivants. Yes, Misty, you are right. If you know one, you will be able to answer. Then, arrange the following playwrights chronologically. You should know Henrik Ibsen is the first. Henrik Ibsen brought realism into drama. He is definitely the first. After that, Luigi Pirandello. No, after that, Strindberg. Henrik Ibsen, 1828. August Strindberg, then Luigi Pirandello, then Samuel Beckett. So, if you know B is first, you get this. B, D, C, A. Did you understand? First Henrik Ibsen, then August Strindberg, then Luigi Pirandello, then Samuel Beckett. Vikram says an equal music is between a violinist and a pianist. And the woman goes deaf. The woman goes deaf. Michael and Julia, isn't it? Michael and Julia, I think. Which of the following novels by Charles Dickens chronicles the efforts to convert a child into a thief? Of course, it is Oliver Twist. Oliver Twist, where Oliver Twist is a child, Bill Sykes and Fagin, monks, etc. want to convert him into a thief. Which of the following statements are true? English is not included. Look at the first one, A. Read the first one here. English is not included in the 8th schedule of the Constitution as a language of India is wrong. English is a language of India. The number of people in India who use English as their native language is smaller than that of those who use English as their second language. Correct. People who have English as native language is less. Mishti, are you attending our paid course? Oh wow, today I taught Oliver Twist in paid course. So B is correct. The states in India are free to choose their official language, correct? And use English as the medium of interstate communication, correct? B, C, correct. The number of people who communicate in English is growing because English is the native language of a small minority. That is wrong. That is not why number of people who communicate in English is growing. English has been designated as an official language of India, supplanting Hindi as the language used for government activities. Correct. So BCE, correct hai, I think. Next is read a poem. I'm not going into that, guys. I can't do that. Let us do after poetry. Who is the author of Lojana? It is Abhinava Gupta, correct. Oh, Ambika, okay, Mishti. Lojana is Abhinava Gupta. Correct. The most important element of a tragedy in Aristotle's view, I am reading here, the most important element of a tragedy in Aristotle's view is plot. Correct. Plot is correct. Which is achieved when the audience is made aware of a disparity between the facts of a situation and the character's understanding of it. In a situation, there are facts. For example, we know that according to facts, Oedipus has killed his father and married his mother. But the character doesn't understand it. So that is dramatic irony. Dramatic irony means the situation is something but character doesn't understand. Which of the following musicals was based on a play by G.B. Shaw? Of course, My Fair Lady is a musical. It is based on My Fair Lady is a musical based on Pygmalion. My Fair Lady is based on Pygmalion. Which of the following novels by Rudyard Kipling features the journey of an orphan boy and a Tibetan Lama? Of course, it is Kim. Majority of these questions are from our encyclopedia. Majority of JNU MA entrance questions are from our encyclopedia. Which of the following plays are grouped together as the Arnold Wesker trilogy? Arnold Wesker trilogy is Chicken Soup with Barley, Roots, and I am talking about Jerusalem. Chicken Soup with Barley, Roots, and I am talking about Jerusalem. In which of the following works a parallel between a card game and the battle of the sexes is developed? Of course, it is The Rape of the Lock. The card game is game of ombre. Who among the following said that a sonnet is a moment's monument? It is not Ezra Pound. It is Dante Gabriel Rossetti. Dante D.G. Rossetti said a sonnet is a moment's monument. Elizabeth Gaskell, Mary Barton. George Gissing, Netherworld. Charles Kingsley, Alton Locke. If you know one, you will get it. Elizabeth Gaskell, Mary Barton, A4, got it. Darkness in Joseph Conrad's Heart of Darkness is located at the heart of civilized Europe. What do you mean by that? Heart of darkness. It is the monstrous and exploitative nature of imperialism. Kamran Bashir, I am the author of a very famous series of encyclopedia. There are 3 volumes. It is full of material that is coming in exams. To join the paid course or get encyclopedia, you can contact our office. You can WhatsApp our office for all details. 93878 39871. Now, Look at this. Heart of darkness means at the center of civilization there is darkness. That means the monstrous and exploitative nature of imperialism. Now, Michel Foucault, governmentality. Jean-Francois Lyotard, grand narrative. Roland Barthes, death of the author. Jacques Lacan, mirror stage. Hannah, isn't it easy? Yes, it is very easy. Michel Foucault, governmentality. Lyotard, grand narrative. Roland Barthes, death of the author. And Jacques Lacan, mirror stage. Now, statement. Psychoanalysis is based on Freud's theories of how the mind, the instincts and sexuality work. Psychoanalysis is based on Freud's theory on how the mind, instincts and sexuality work. It is correct. Literary texts like dreams express the secret, unconscious desires and anxieties of the author. Literary text talks about the unconscious desires of the author. Very easy, correct. Who is the author of the essay on the abolition of the English department? I think it is Ngugi wa Thiong'o. Decolonizing the mind also talks about same thing. Who put forward the term super diversity? This person has marked it wrong. It is Stephen Vertovec. Stephen Vertovec talks about super diversity. Super diversity means socio-cultural term about population diversity. In population, there is an interplay of various variables. Array, easy. Omkara, Othello, Makbul, Macbeth, Haidar, Hamlet, Kayamat se Kayamat tak is Romeo and Juliet. Who wrote the preface to Frantz Fanon's Rupture of the Earth? It is Jean-Paul Sartre. Jean-Paul Sartre wrote the preface to Frantz Fanon's Rupture of the Earth. Who among the following made a distinction between panoramic vision and scenic vision? It is Percy Lubbock, correct. Percy Lubbock. Are you enjoying, guys? Did you like the discussion? Percy Lubbock talked about panoramic vision. This also I explained in class, where you talk about various external incidents and characters. I'm not able to mark because I got this from internet and it is not working. See, I'm not able to mark. Scenic vision is interior, focusing on one character or incident. Who among the following are the compilers of Hobson and Jobson, the definitive glossary of British India? It is Henry Yule and Arthur Burnell. This question will come in NET also. Hobson and Jobson. It is a definitive glossary of British India by Henry Yule and Arthur Burnell. C and D are the answers. C and D. Which of the following are books by Khaled Hosseini? And the mountains echoed 1,000 splendid suns. These two. And the mountains echoed and 1,000 splendid suns. These two are by Khaled Hosseini. Then, which of the following plays opens with an induction scene? This came in an exam recently. Many JNU MA entrance questions are coming in NET set also. Which of these plays opens with an induction scene in which a drunken Christopher Sly is persuaded to believe that he is a lord out of the mind? It is the frame narrative of Taming of the Shrew. It is the frame narrative of Taming of the Shrew. Christopher Sly appears in the frame narrative. Which of the following terms best describes the silences and pauses in a Harold Pinter play. The silences and pauses form the subtext. Subtext means underlying messages. I think that is correct. Unsaid meanings. Arrange the following events in the correct sequence. I think this guy has answered right. A, B, C, D, E only. Jessica and Lorenzo elope. Shylock turns down Bassanio's invitation to dinner. Launcelot joins Bassanio's service. Bassanio goes to Belmont as a pilgrim. Nerissa and Graciano marry. I think this is correct order. Jessica and Lorenzo elope. Shylock turns down Bassanio's invitation to dinner. Correct. Launcelot joins Bassanio's service. Launcelot Gobbo is Bassanio's servant. Bassanio goes to Belmont as a pilgrim to meet Portia. Nerissa and Graciano marry. Correct. A, B, C, D, E, I think. The principle of poetic justice is that the virtuous should be rewarded and the vicious punished. Poetic justice means that the virtuous people should be rewarded and the vicious people punished. William Wycherley, country wife. John Vanbrugh, provoked wife. George Etheridge, man of mode, or Sir Fopling Flutter. William Congreve, way of the world. Did you get it, guys? William Wycherley, man of mode. Sorry, country wife. John Vanbrugh, provoked wife. George Etheridge, man of mode. And William Congreve is the way of the world. Now, which of the following novels begins with the description of a wrestling match between the protagonist and Emma Lindsay, the cat? Of course, it is Things Fall Apart. Things Fall Apart. Are you loving this, guys? T.S. Eliot's love song of J. Alfred Prufrock is a dramatic monologue. Correct. Dramatic monologue. Now, guys, I am not going to do comprehension. Now, in YouTube Live, we can't understand. I will leave that. Which of the following poems by W.B. Yeats end in a question? Which of these poems end in a question? Definitely, Second Coming ends in a question. What is the ending of Second Coming? Second Coming says, what rough beast, its hour come round at last, slouches towards Bethlehem to be born. So B is definitely there. This guy chose wrongly. B is definitely there. Easter 1916 is not there. A terrible beauty is born is the answer. Is the last line. A terrible beauty is born. Easter 1916 wrong. Second Coming is there. So it must be B or C. No, E is not there. B or D it must be. Answer is B, C. B and C is the answer. Leda and the Swan also ends with a question. Second Coming and Leda and the Swan end with questions. What is the name of the monster in Beowulf? Of course, Grendel. Which of the two works are by Michel Foucault? Guys, Birth of the Clinic is by Michel Foucault. Care of the Self is by Michel Foucault. Gift of Death and Writing and Difference, these two are by Derrida. Gift of Death and Writing and Difference are by Derrida. Now, rejecting the interpretation of catharsis as purgation. Who made the statement that theatre is not a hospital? It is F.L. Lucas, correct. It is there in many objective question websites. F.L. Lucas said the theatre is not a hospital. Who are the German scholars in Dr. Faustus, who teach Dr. Faustus the practice of magic. It is Valdez and Cornelius, correct. Mistress of Spices, Chitra Banerjee. Dark Holes, No Terrors, Shashi Deshpande. Idris, Keeper of Light, Anita Nair. Namesake is Jhumpa Lahiri. Mistress of Spices, Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni. Tilo. I am telling you guys, same book, same authors are coming in all exams. So, please make use of this question paper also. Same questions, authors coming in most exams. Same authors and works. Colonialism was an identical process in different parts of the world. Colonialism was the same process in different parts of the world. Wrong. Colonialism was very different in every part of the world. It is wrong. Colonialism everywhere locked the original inhabitants and the settlers into complex and traumatic relationships. Original inhabitants and settlers had a traumatic relationship, correct. So statement 1 is wrong. Statement 2 is correct. Who is associated with the allegory of the cave? It is Plato. Which two of the following are titles of poems by Kamala Das? Summer in Calcutta and The Old Playhouse and Other Poems. Summer in Calcutta and The Old Playhouse and Other Poems. Lucy Snow is the central character in Villette. This guy got it wrong. It is in Villette. My throat is so much paining, guys. Who is the author of the novel July's People, portraying a black revolt against the apartheid regime? It is Nadine Gordimer. July's People, Nadine Gordimer. Which of the following poets are cited by Matthew Arnold as examples of touchstone? Matthew Arnold talked about Homer, Dante, Milton and Shakespeare. Homer, Dante, Milton and Shakespeare. Homer, Dante, Milton and Shakespeare. So Dante and Milton, correct. Now, Kite Runner, Khaled Hosseini. My Name is Red, Orhan Pamuk. Kafka on the Shore, Haruki Murakami. So you will get the answer. Which of the following Shakespearean plays constitutes the source of the title in Robert Browning's Childe Harold to the Dark Tower Came? It is King Lear. King Lear, in King Lear, Edgar is singing this song as Tom O' Bedlam. Edgar is singing this song. So King Lear is correct. Arrange the following works chronologically. You should know Far From the Madding Crowd is first. Far From the Madding Crowd is where Hardy introduced Wessex and Tess of the D'Urbervilles is last. Far From the Madding Crowd is where he introduced Wessex. Tess of the D'Urbervilles is last. So you must know this is the answer. Sonnet cycles, Astrophel and Stella, Amority, House of Life. Astrophel and Stella, Amority, House of Life, correct. Who wrote the Book of Laughter and Forgetting? It is Milan Kundera. The Book of Laughter and Forgetting, Milan Kundera. Which of the following corresponds to the definition of literariness offered by Russian formalists? Literariness. Features of a language text that reinforces universal traits. Wrong. Stress on literary aspects of the language of everyday use. Wrong. This guy has written correctly. The sum of devices that distinguish literary language from ordinary language. Correct. This is what distinguishes literary language from ordinary language. Father Brown, G.K. Chesterton. These are detectives. Father Brown, G.K. Chesterton. There are 100 questions. We have reached 62. Auguste Dupin is Edgar Allan Poe. Hercule Poirot is Agatha Christie. These are very famous, you should know. Who of the following are associated with Russian formalism? Of course, Roman Jakobson and Viktor Shklovsky. Roman Jakobson and Viktor Shklovsky. Which of the following statements are true of post-structuralism? It questions the linking of structuralism to Saussurean linguistics. Wrong. That is wrong. It complements structuralism by offering alternative modes of inquiry and interpretation. Correct. It tends to affirm that stable meaning is identifiable. Wrong. Stable meaning is identifiable is wrong. So B and D. It is allied to a belief in the incommensurable qualities of language. Language has so many qualities. B and D. This guy has answered correctly. Which two of the following pairs are linked to the work of Ferdinand de Saussure? Signifier, signified, and lang and parole. Signifier and signified, lang and parole, Ferdinand de Saussure. We will finish in 10 minutes, don't worry. Listen, José Saramago is Portugal. Nadine Gordimer is South Africa. Mario Vargas Llosa is Peru. Peter Handke is Austria. Okay, this kind of question you should expect in NET also. Nobel laureates, which country are they from? Peter Handke is Austria. Mario Vargas Llosa is Peru. Nadine Gordimer is South Africa. José Saramago is Portugal. Which of the following novels by James Joyce appeared as work in progress? The first title of which novel? This guy has marked wrong. It is Finnegan's Wake. Work in progress is Finnegan's Wake. Listen everybody. Will you please like the video, guys? Now, two statements are there. A pun is a play on words, correct, depending on similarity of sound and difference in meaning. Correct. Shakespeare was prudent enough not to employ punning in serious context. Wrong. Shakespeare employed punning in serious context also. Who is the author of American Renaissance? Of course, F.O. Mathiasson. 90% of these questions I teach in my classes. Which two books among the following are by Umberto Eco? It is The Role of the Reader and Name of the Rose. Umberto Eco wrote The Role of the Reader and the Name of the Rose. What was the original working title of Mrs. Dalloway? It was The Hours. The Hours. I'm not reading the poem. We will move on. Which of the following works is by Derek Walcott and it's a reworking of Iliad? It is Homeros. Homeros is a reworking of Iliad. I'm not reading the prose. In preface to Shakespeare, Samuel Johnson observes that Shakespeare, D is correct, has no heroes, only his scenes are occupied by men. Correct. I think C and D must be correct. I'm not fully sure though. Shakespeare is seldom successful. I don't know this. Maybe C and D. Then, I'm not reading the comprehension. Who collaborated with Malcolm X in the publication of the autobiography of Malcolm X? It is Alex Haley, correct. Alex Haley. Who was the first to create the portmanteau word? I think Lewis Carroll is correct. Who viewed texts as translations of translations of translations? I don't know, guys. Will you look up? Yes, I will give PDF, but answers are wrong here. It is Walter Benjamin, I think, I'm not sure. Then, this winter squirrel has come earlier also. Now, these are all comprehension. Darkness at Noon, Arthur Koestler. And Quiet Flows the Dawn, Mikhail Sholokhov. Tin Drum, Gunther Grass. Waiting for the Barbarians, J.M. Coetzee. Okay. Then, which poem by Philip Larkin refers to Lady Chatterley's lover and the Beatles? It is Annus Mirabilis. Philip Larkin's Annus Mirabilis is about the sexual revolution of the 1960s. Who developed the concept of hegemony? It is Antonio Gramsci, of course. Which two of the following are forms of comic verse? Limerick and Clary Hugh. Remember, guys, which two of the following are forms of comic verse? Limerick and Clary Hugh. Which two poems are by Derek Walcott? The Star Apple Kingdom and Goats and Monkeys. The Star Apple Kingdom is a famous poem by Derek Walcott. Goats and Monkeys also. Always they ask questions about Derek Walcott. Remember in JNU entrance, remember guys, African American writers, very important. Black writers in general. Indian diasporic writers, Canadian contemporary writers, Irish poets like Seamus Heaney. Are you paying attention? Then literary criticism and terms, very important. Literary criticism and terms. English language skills, very important. You should know comprehension. Okay, very important. Now, the poet Allen Ginsberg and novelist Jack Kerouac belong to Beat generation, correct. Only two more questions. Which two of these works are by Frantz Fanon? Wretched of the Earth and Black Skin, White Masks. Wretched of the Earth and Black Skin, White Masks, correct. In NET and SET, based on all these books, they will ask other questions. Read up, okay. Thou still unravished bride of quietness. It is Keats. Life is a dome of many-colored glass. Shelley. Which is the bliss of solitude, and my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. It is Wordsworth. Tiger, tiger, burning bright. There he says fearful symmetry. Who made this fearful symmetry? Who made the anvil? Who made the... like that he asks. It is Blake, William Blake in Tiger. Okay, so somehow we have come to the end of this discussion on JNU MA entrance. I did this because many of you are doing MA entrance and many of you are doing in NET and SET. All these authors and works are important in NET and SET also. At least one or two or three questions you will get from here. Did you understand? So, Endymion nahi. It was Ode on a Grecian urn. Okay, thank you very much, guys. Tomorrow, shall I take a break? Because I need rest. Tomorrow, shall I continue on Monday now? Will you let me? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, shall I take rest from 10 p.m. live? I will announce and tell you at night. Okay, please give me rest on Monday. I will come back for 10 p.m. live. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you guys. Bye. Monday I will come back, okay? Bye. Love you all. God bless you all.